Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to Class 11, the college section. I am sure you all may be a bit apprehensive about Class 11 as you are yet to complete your Class 10 board exams. But then, we all know about the circumstances in which these online classes are taken. I really pray that you all are safe and healthy and are ready to study in spite of the lockdown conditions during this pandemic. I, Mrs. Sebastian, would be taking chemistry for you. Chemistry, as you all are familiar with, is not a tough subject, as is the general belief. It's a very logical and analytical subject. And if you consider chemistry to be something which will help you to understand the world around you, then it will become very interesting. It is, in fact, literally the study of everything around us. The only thing that you, as students of class 11, have to adhere and understand is that chemistry requires, in fact, anything that you do or study requires interest, dedication, and hard work. And with these three mantras, you will be able to master the subject like any young and brilliant scientist. My one extra mantra for all class 11 students at SGC is whenever you study chemistry, write and study. Write whatever you are studying. Use as much of paper and pen because the more you write, the better your understanding would be. In class 10, the methodology of your study was much different. You used to, in fact, mug up by heart the entire book in a way because your topics were very small. The questions were, 1 mark question, and they were all literally from the textbook. But in class 11, the methodology should not be that. It should never be mugging up. Because now what we are going to study in terms of chemistry is something which is very conceptual. So your understanding, your marks in fact will not be deducted on how or what your grammar is. But what have you written? Is that concept clear? That is what is going to give you marks. So write and study, write as much as possible. Like if you're reading a particular topic, read that topic, understand that topic, and then write it on your own words. That will make you score better. Now, before we actually go into the first lesson of chemistry, I would like to explain or go through with the syllabus part that is there for class 11. Because in class 10, you had a very comprised section, a very small part. There were no demarcations of theory and practical examination. And as a result, the study material, the study manner, the methodology that you have in class 11 is different. So it is always better we understand the syllabus first and the paper pattern and then go into our lessons. Chemistry paper is divided into 2 parts, paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 is theory, which will be of 70 marks, and paper 2 is practical, which will be of 30 marks. Now, in paper 1, when we look at the different units, your book will be divided in 3 different sections. Or I can say, in fact, in 3 different branches of chemistry that we have. We have physical chemistry, where the total weightage of marks would be 32. That means out of 70 marks question paper, 32 marks compulsorily will be from physical chemistry. And the lessons that we have under physical chemistry, we have some basic concepts of chemistry, structure of atom, the elementary part which you have done in class 9 and 10, classification of elements and periodicity in their properties, that's a part of the periodic table, chemical bonding, again you have studied a little bit of chemical bonding in class 9 10, and molecular structure. Then you have states of matter, where we will be dealing with gases and liquids. Solid state we'll study in class 12. Two completely new aspects that you're going to study is chemical thermodynamics and equilibria, which will comprise of both chemical equilibria and the ionic equilibria. That is the physical part of chemistry. And the scope or the parts of each lesson that we will do when we study with the specified lesson. The second unit that you have is inorganic chemistry. Now, out of 70 marks question paper, 15 marks would be from inorganic chemistry. And the lessons that you have in inorganic chemistry, you have redox reactions. You'll be dealing with the reduction oxidation reactions. Then you have hydrogen. That means the properties, preparations, etc. for hydrogen and its compounds like water, like hydrogen peroxide. Then you have the S block elements. S block in the sense the first two groups of the periodic table. So you have the S block elements. We'll be studying the S block elements, and of course you will be having a few preparation of compounds from the S block elements. Then you have P block elements. Again, that is from group 13 in the periodic table. So the P block elements, and in P block elements again you will be studying both preparation and properties in terms of P block elements. Preparation in the sense preparation of different compounds of P block. That comprises your inorganic chemistry. The third unit that you have in your book or in chemistry as such in class 11 is organic chemistry. The total weightage of marks for organic chemistry is 23. That means 32 marks is your physical chemistry, 15 marks is inorganic chemistry, and 23 marks is organic chemistry. So the total comes to 70. That is your theory paper. And under organic chemistry, what do we have? We have the basic principles and techniques. That means we will be studying about the introduction of organic chemistry. Then we will be having the nomenclature part, how to name the organic compounds. Then we'll study about isomerism, and we'll study about how to detect the elements, the different types of chemical reactions, and there are some types of their mechanisms, etc. in the first lesson. That is your first part of organic chemistry. The second lesson in organic chemistry is hydrocarbons. That means you will have alkanes, alkenes and alkynes, and aromatic study of hydrocarbons. Aromatic in the sense basically you will be dealing with benzene. So we have hydrocarbons, and the last lesson that we have environmental chemistry. And environmental chemistry will be dealing with the different types of pollution, how to minimize pollution, the prevention of pollution, causes, etc. And also we'll be dealing with some new aspects like green chemistry. So that is basically your theory section of paper 1. Okay, that's paper 1. Then you have, that means 70 marks here, and then you have 30 marks of practical examination. Now practical examination means, unlike class 10 that you had only a practical file and you used to do it, sometimes demonstration was done in the lab and sometimes you were dictated on certain practicals. Now you will have a proper practical exam, which means you will be actually doing all your practicals, finding the result of it, and then you will be marked accordingly. So the examination, that will be an internal exam which will be of 15 marks, and you will have also a project to be submitted along with the practical file. Project means certain topics may be given to you as per what is the council syllabus, and or maybe some new topics can be given which would be certain innovative methods which will be related to chemistry. And then you will have a practical file. The practical file is a detail of what you actually do in the practical lab. So that is based on the daily practical classes. So project and practical file 15 marks, of which project will be of 10 marks and practical file will be of 5 marks. So in totality you have 30 marks. So 70 plus 30, that is your 100 mark of chemistry question paper. Okay, so that is in terms of your syllabus. Now before the pattern for your paper. When we look at the pattern for the paper, the question paper earlier used to be divided into sections. Now we don't have that. So your question paper is question 1 to question 18. Okay, and question number 1 will have subparts. Like you will have question number 1, A, B, C, and D. That will be of, like, multiple choice. The choose the correct option from the list given, or you will have match the column, and you will also have a few like 4 questions which will be of 8 marks. So finally you have 20 marks of question 1. And question number 2 to question number 8, each question would be of 2 marks, which means that there will be internal choice in any 2 questions. It could be question number 2 and question number 7 which has internal choice, or it could be question number 13 and question number 2 which may have internal choice. So any 2 questions may have internal choice, but it will be of 2 marks. Then question number 9 to question 15 would be 3 marks each. Again, there will be internal choice. Okay, and question number 16, 17 and 18 would be of 5 marks. All of them will have internal choice. So that is the pattern of your question paper, which of course I have not shown it here. But as we go through the different lessons, we will be seeing how what type of questions come generally from each lesson, and how are we going to segregate different marks for the lesson. That we will do when we go on with every lesson. Okay, so I'll be starting, of course, with the first lesson, that is your basic concepts. But in this video, I'll stop here. The next video, we start directly with the lessons.